One day, I went in to file some papers, and I suddenly realized the white, plastic, astrological, and kind of cosmic, as in solar system, looking thing on the shelf was actually an IUD for cows. It was then that it occurred to me. A seminar on career options might be appropriate. We may laugh at the seemingly meaningless lives of those who work in an office. We may vow never to find ourselves trapped in a cubicle for the rest of our lives. But the reality is, the administrative staff is the backbone of almost any organization. And the secretary in particular is often overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. Reasonable Facsimile by Bonnie Michael Pratt. On Being a Secretary by Catherine Eberly. And Adjustments by Leslie Newman. Poetry. Celebrating the life and efforts of a secretary. The secretaries of America are spreading out everywhere with their orange silk roses and thin white vases on their desks, next to pictures of their children or grandchildren smiling up at them through oval frames, next to ceramic coffee mugs that say, "World's Greatest Mother," or "Have a nice day." I place a pile of credits to my left and a pile of debits to my right. Then, after I type in the numbers from the debits onto the credits, I put the debits on top of the credits. Then I separate the carbons from the credits into piles. I enter file the piles and bring them over to the files where I file the piles and pull the files, making a new file of piles. I worked here for 2 weeks before I even noticed that a stem of ivy had crept in through a crack in the wall and was growing slowly across the carpet towards the African violet on my desk. I pointed it out to April. "Oh, wow! That's incredible! That should be on that show! That's incredible! You know, where all those interesting people do those interesting things, you know, like hanging out of an airplane or something." You know, some people do the most amazing things. "Oh, secretaries of America, I hear you following me out into the parking lot, your high heels clicking on the pavement, your car keys dangling from your fingers. I see you at Waldbaum's and Macy's with shopping lists in your hands, or waiting to buy whitefish at the deli counter. Then I make files for the piles that have no files and put them into a new file pile. I take the new file pile back down the aisle over to the table where Mabel makes labels for April to staple. I take the new labeled staple file back down the aisle. Then I get new credits from Carrie, and I get new debits from Debbie. I pile Debbie's debits on Debbie's debits back into the pile, and I take them over to the inner file with the pile piles. Then I put the debits on the right, and I put the credits onto the left. Then I type in the numbers from the debits onto the credits, and then it's 10 o'clock. I have 15 minutes to go into the cafeteria, or drink coffee, or go into the parking lot and scream. The secretaries of America are spreading out everywhere with their headphones on, listening to their bosses whispering instructions in their ear, like an obscene phone call. You know, this afternoon, I realized that Carrie's hair isn't really blonde, and her makeup makes her eyes look a lot bluer than they actually are, and I typed New Rock instead of New York 5 times without realizing it. And you know, today when Annie asked me today's date, I had to stop and think about it for a really long time. And I didn't even notice April standing right next to me with a box of paper clips in her hands for like 5 minutes until she tapped me on the shoulder. And you know, I can't even tell when the music's on or when the music's off anymore. And you know, why do I always look at the clock at exactly 10 minutes to 4? Why do I do that? I don't know. But you know, I have this funny feeling that Carrie was sent here from another planet. And so they cloned all these women to look like secretaries until they're slowly dulling our minds by making us type these numbers all day long. Until our brains are about as useful as empty gas tanks. The ghost of me walks these halls, shadowing in and out of my fluorescent hue. Elusive fingers reaching out at me, leaving only traces of my mind to function here. The work performs itself. The words are spoken without me. And even those who call me friend do not even know that I was never even here.
And I bet I could walk in here stark naked and no one would even notice. Except maybe the janitor who walks in here once a week to empty the trash can and makes the same joke every time. Oh, so your trash can's full. Good. Okay, you made me. But it can only be a coincidence that Harry just happens to be the first one in here making the coffee that the rest of us drink. No, I don't think so. And you know what? Maybe I've been reading too much science fiction lately, but I don't think that's a coincidence, you know. And you know Veronica, who's about my Harry. Well, she has dyed blonde hair too, and come to think of it, she mails in my time card, which means that I have no record of my hours. So that means that maybe this is all a dream, and I'm never even here, or maybe I'm really always here, and the rest of my life is a dream. And in that case, maybe they've cloned all these women to look like secretaries so they can make this bank their national headquarters. And in that case, maybe I'm the only one left, and so I should call the president because I'm the only one with brains whatsoever. But I'm not even sure about that.
Oh, secretaries of America, I hear you calling home on company time, telling your teenage son to take the roast beef out of the oven and put it on low in the toaster oven. I see you at Elaine's Powers figure station, bending over at the waist.
4:55. We shut off our typewriters, put our pencils in our pencil holders, screw the tops of the jars of our lids of our liquid paper and lens of the clock. We put our unplaced envelopes in the top left-hand drawer and lens of the clock.
Oh, secretaries of America, I hear you in diners munching on cottage cheese and carrot sticks, comparing the calorie content of pink and white grapefruit. I see you at Elaine's Powers figure station, looking over at your mirror and sighing at your behinds.
We lift our pocketbooks in our laps, freshen our lipstick, pat our hair, and glance at the clock. We untangle our tangled rubber bands and glance at the clock. We inspect our fingernails, notice where the paint is chipped, and glance at the clock. We uncross our legs and glance at the clock. We cross our legs and glance at the clock. Oh, we smooth our skirts and glance at the clock. Oh, secretaries of America, listen to me! Take off those girdles and relax. Stop wearing that lipstick. It's made of pig fat. It's not even kosher. And don't you know, you don't have to make the coffee. Oh, secretaries of America, we love you just as you are. Come, crawl into my lap. Tell me about your day. Let me massage the backs of your shoulders, your aching feet, your tired hands. Oh, secretaries of America, take tomorrow off. It's on you. Take next week off. Take next month off. Oh, secretaries of America, just